Well, hello.
Hi.
I'm so excited you're here.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for making time for me. I really needed it.
Well, I've looked at your scans. I've looked at your testing. I have a pretty good idea what's going on. Well, we often say brain first.
Brain first?
Here. Brain first.
I like it.
But I want to hear from you your goal.
I would like to create a life that works for me and really satisfies me instead of sort of running on a little hamster wheel. That's what I feel like I do.
And you've done a lot of things to try to feel better.
Before I actually took a leave of absence, I was in so much pain, I had to stop, and I went to speak with a lot of doctors to really figure out what is this pain, because it was unbearable.
I think when someone's got like 12 things, it means somebody doesn't know what's driving them.
Right.
I was looking at the caregivers you have and the efforts you've made. But not very many people have been looking at your brain.
Nobody's looked at my brain, and it's the one thing that I've always wanted to see, because I've always felt like my brain was working differently.
If you're struggling with pain, or you're struggling with anxiety, or you're struggling with depression, ultimately it's your brain that produces those things. The brain creates the mind. And when your mind is not serving you, when your mind is hurting you, somebody should look at your brain. And it's going to be very helpful for us, and it's going to give us some really good direction on what to do. So I'm excited about that.
Me too.
So I wrote down goals, deeper understanding of your brain, settle your anxiety, improve your mood, better able to control your emotions, and then just more effective treatment. Does that sound
Yes.
like a good goal
That
for
sounds
us?
like great goals.
Okay.
Yeah, especially managing the pain, because that's what started to that was the big sign that brought me on this version of the journey to figure out what's going on, is because the pain, the physical pain that I was experiencing was too great to manage. And I feel like that was a sign to say you have to stop. And then I'm understanding now that the brain also can create misfires and misunderstandings, obviously, in the body. And I think that I need to really manage my brain first. I'm really starting to understand the brain connection to all of it.
So recent intense work stress, and everybody saw it, right? I mean, it's sort of national stress.
Yeah.
And then you felt like your whole world imploded and you feel like your head's going to explode.
Started to see a therapist, that's who thought you had ADD.
Exacerbated the chronic pain and autoimmune issues you already had, exacerbated the trauma. Lots of trauma before,
I had a lot of
always trouble focusing. So I want to dig into that a little bit. You look at the world different. You were first diagnosed with the autoimmune issues in 2013. And that was after your dad died.
Right.
You had a dog die, and that was very important to you. You're very connected to your animals.
I'm very connected to animals, yes. That was one of those years where I moved, fiance and I broke up. His daughter and I were very close, so I lost the whole family unit. My dad died, my dog died in my arms. That was a rough year.
And people go, oh, it's all in your head. The only time I would ever say it's all in your head is we've ruled out everything. Too often, when people don't know, they blame it on you and send you to a shrink. And the shrink's not looking either. So we need to. I need to understand. So how you filled out the questionnaires. You're depressed.
Okay.
And it's not even close.
How many children in your family?
Me and my brother. I have an older brother.
So you're special in so many ways. You're the youngest and you're the only girl.
Yes.
And your mom struggled with depression.
My mom struggled with undiagnosed depression. She was always in her bedroom with lights down, kind of just in bed.
So your ACE score, had you take that last night, was 4?
Yeah.
The adverse childhood experiences, that set you up. It reset your nervous system to look for bad things.
No, yes.
Yeah.
To be prepared.
To be prepared. But somebody with pain always makes the pain worse.
So all these tools that you're talking about, they're very familiar to me. It's just for some reason when I get to this, and I always get to this like every 3 years, something happens. The hole in my heart that like makes me just want to run. And where am I gonna run? I can't run away from me, but it's like I wake up in the morning and it's like this gaping, painful hole. And when that's big, the self-soothing does not work and I can't find it.
So one of the fun things, because that's what I do, my business. When you feel anxious right now, tell me what you were thinking and feeling.
My stomach got funny. I noticed it and then I was like, oh, is that a little panic hand waving at me?
And the first time you had that feeling of being scared, of being stuck?
I remember I was on a plane. I was going to visit my mom and we got stuck on a tarmac. But I don't know, I didn't like it. I didn't like being stuck. Yeah, and then it happened once on a elevator when I was ringing the bell for the stock market with Bruno and Julianne, and they have older buildings and you have to go up this little old elevator, and I got in the elevator and I was like, I remember that feeling, like I ran out. And then once I was in a movie theater, or no, a dance theater, we went to go see a dance show, and I was like third in, or maybe fifth in, and they were performing, and it was like this really like Boudreaux kind of powerful dynamic and smoke and so amazing. And then suddenly I just had to go.
So we do a study called SPECT. And SPECT looks at blood flow and activity. It looks at how the brain works. And it basically shows us three things.
Okay.
Areas of the brain that are healthy, areas of the brain that are underactive, and areas of the brain that are overactive.
Okay.
And then my job becomes balancing. If it's underactive, I want to raise it. If it's overactive, I want to calm it. And if it's both, which in your case it is, I'm going to balance it. If we look at your brain, your temporal lobes are really sleepy. I don't like that. I'm like, why are they so sleepy? And your frontal lobe, right here, you don't have holes in your brain, but what it means is it's really low in blood flow, low in activity. So you tell me you can get irritable, it's your temporal lobes. That you have ADD issues, or you can have impulse control issues, it's here. Now, why I don't think it's classic ADD, when you try to concentrate, it gets better. And usually for ADD, it's the opposite. This is the pattern I see in trauma, physical trauma, and depression. The pain has sort of hijacked your life.
Yes.
Well, in a sense, it's hijacked your brain. And then when you concentrate, things get better. Your cerebellum's still pretty sleepy. Now, I have no doubt that you're not still very coordinated, but your brain doesn't need to use that information because it already knows what to do and how to do it. So, mood instability, irritability, dark thoughts, trouble controlling them. So if I get your brain healthy, that's the goal, calm down your thalamus, less pain. It doesn't mean all those things you have aren't real. Of course they're real. But they've left a signature in your brain to hold on to them.